The 4-2-2 is popular yet again this year, and with very good reason. It is extremely good in both the attack and the defense. It's really good in the defense because of the 2 CDMs and the back 4, of course, and it's also very good in the attack because of the 4 attackers you can use as well as one of the CDMs and the fullback. So it's really good at switching between both the attack and the defense, which is why it is such a popular option. So let's get started with the custom tactics and show you guys how to use this formation. If you guys want coins for FC24, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're very fast, they're very cheap, they're very reliable, and if you use my code Rema, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount. Alright then guys, so starting off with the tactics, defensive style, as always, I have this on balance. Now the reason I have it on balance is because it gives you the best control of your defense. So when you want to press your opponent, you can do that, and then when you want to drop off, be a little bit more passive, you can also do that. So really good to have this on balance, guys. Very important. Now for the width, I just have this on 41. Not really a specific magic number that you're going to have to use. If anybody says like a specific number is super important, don't really listen to them. It makes a minor difference in most cases. So I just have this on 41 just because it's 1/40. It really wouldn't make a difference if you were to have this on 40 or even like 43, but I just have this on 41. We just don't want the width of the defense to be like crazy narrow, and we don't want it to be too wide either. So this is a really nice balance because it stops your opponent being able to just pass right through the middle of you because it is nice and compact, but we still have the width to cover the wider areas as well. So very important to have a good defensive width. Now for the depth, this is one of the scenarios where the number does actually matter quite a lot, and there's a couple of cases where this is true. If you have this depth on 71, then you get this automatic pressure thing where the game basically defends for you. Very overpowered, but the trade-off is that your team will always be very high up the pitch. So if you have a great set of players and you want to try this out, you can. It's very good. I have given it a go, but unfortunately my team's not good enough to make the most of it. In which case, I just have this on 60 because we can still win the ball higher up the pitch, but it's a bit easier on my slower, less meta defenders. Now for build-up play, guys, very important to have this on balanced in my opinion. It does give you the best control when you are building up. So when you want to play a bit slower, you can do that. And then when you want to speed it up and play a little bit faster, you can also do that. So it does allow you to pick and choose when and where you use each form of build-up. Now for chance creation, this one is an absolute must in my opinion, guys. If you're not using this, you're going to be in a bit of trouble. So you want to have this on direct passing. And the reason for this is it makes your attacking players bunch up against the opposition defenders. Now what this allows you to do is play the ball into the feet of that attacker, isolate a specific defender and take him on to create a chance. Players will also make more dynamic and versatile runs in the box to allow you to make easier and better chances. So direct passing, you're shooting yourself in the foot if you're not using this one. Now for the attacking width, I have this on 45. This is because 4-2-2, obviously a more narrow formation. If we have the width crazy high, it's going to play out more like a 4-2-4, and we don't really want that. If we wanted to do that, we'd just use the 4-2-4. So 45 width gives you enough space between all your attackers, but it's not too wide. Now for players in box, I just have this bang in the middle. You can pretty much use whatever you want, but I have it on 5 so we can get a few players into that penalty box to, you know, create a lot of chances, but we don't overcommit everybody to the point where we're always going to get counter-attacked if we lose the ball. As for corners and free kicks, this is also the same. If you want to have this all the way up, you can. If you want to have it all the way down, you also can. I just have it on 2, so I have a bit of a balance where I have some players in the box if I want to cross it, and I can also play it short. So it doesn't really matter all that much, guys. Sorry to interrupt the video, guys, but I have noticed around 90% of you that watch the content are not subscribed. So if you are finding any of these videos helpful, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, as it does help me out massively. Also, don't forget to drop the video a like as well. And with all that aside, guys, let's get back to the video. Now for the player instructions, I have pretty basic instructions, but I'm going to give you multiple options depending on what type of player you are. So for both of these strikers, what I have personally is I have them on stay central and mixed attack. Now I have them on stay central because these players are our strikers. We don't want them drifting out into the wider areas because they're never going to be in the correct position to finish off our chances. So we want them to stay central and we want them to be in the correct position. I also have them on mixed attack because I feel like you get a lot more out of the players on mixed attack. They make more versatile movements. Sometimes they'll come short, other times they'll get in behind. I just feel like I get a lot more out of them. If, however, you like to do the through ball meta and just lob balls over the top all the time, you can put these players on get in behind, as that will probably be the best option for your playstyle. But me personally, I prefer them on mixed attack. Now, for both of the cams, guys, I just have them on get into the box for cross at the moment. The reason for this is when we get near the penalty area, sometimes on balanced crossing runs, these wide cams can be a little bit hesitant to get into the penalty area, and you will fumble chances as a result. But when you put them on get into the box for cross, it means they'll make the transitional runs into the penalty area to help you out when you are in the box. If you are struggling defensively, you can put these players on comeback on defense as well. This will make them defend as a right mid and left mid in a 4-4-2 shape, making it a bit easier on the defense. But if you're confident in the defense like I am, just put them on basic defensive support. Now, for the two CDMs, very important to get a balance between these two players. So what I like to do is go for one more defensive-minded player in this left CDM spot, somebody that has a medium-high work rate. So you do get that maximum contribution in the defense, and they're not too bothered about going forward. So on this player, the more defensive one, I have him on stay back and cover center. We have him on stay back because we don't want this player flying forward. Like I said, he's more defensive, so we want him to stay back at all times. And then we also have him on cover center, so he does defend those central areas and stops our opponent playing through the middle. Now, for the right CDM, I use a bit more of an attacking box-to-box player, whatever you want to call him. And for the reason for this is it allows me to transition from defense to attack a lot easier, because we have somebody from the midfield to help us carry the ball from the defense into the attack. If you keep both of these on stay back, you've got like a massive gap between your defensive players and your attacking players. So you just have 4 players hanging up the top of the pitch and then 6 behind. So it can be a little bit difficult. It's important to have that transitional player, in my opinion. So balance attack allows this guy to go forward, and he also defends as well, so it is really nice. And we also have him on cover center, so for the same reason as the left CDM, he will defend those central areas. The type of player you want to use in this position is somebody with like a high work rate if you can get it, somebody that will work hard in both the areas, somebody with really nice well-rounded stats so they can do a bit of everything. But again, just use whoever you are comfortable with. Now, for the fullbacks, what I like to do is go for a bit of a balance with the instructions. So on one of the fullbacks, I will have him on balanced attack and overlap. Now, we have him on balanced overlap because, like I said, 4-2-2, a bit of a narrow formation. So sometimes it's important to get that wider option when we are going on the attack. So balanced attack and overlap on one of these fullbacks means when we go forward, he will join the attack and he'll make the overlapping runs to add extra width. So we have players in both the narrow areas and the wide areas. Very underrated thing. I don't suggest you sleep on this because yeah, this will help you score a lot more chances. On the other fullback, however, I have him on stay back and overlap. This is to make the defense a bit more balanced. So we always have at least 3 defenders back at a time then, which is really nice. And then we have him on the overlap run type for the exact same reason as the other fullback. When we send him on a run forward, he'll make the overlapping runs to add that extra width. As for the centre-backs, guys, completely leave them alone. You definitely don't want to touch these players. And for the keeper, if you want to put him on comes for crosses, sweeper keeper, that is okay. But me personally, I just leave him alone. I don't touch him. And yeah, that's everything for the video. If you have enjoyed, found this useful, please be sure to drop this a like, sub to the channel if you are new, and don't forget to turn on notifications. And with all that aside, guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will catch you all in the next video. Have a great one, guys. Peace.